Hi there, glad to see you here nice and early. We're about a minute away, just about a minute till the show starts. Guys are getting ready behind the scenes. It's going to be a really good show tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. Make sure you comment in the comment section. And if it's really busy, there's always the super chat if you want us to see your comments. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the channel, and also any of the guys on the show that you like, subscribe to their channel as well. All their details will be in the description of the video. See you soon. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Football Vloggers podcast. We've got a pretty full show on. I'll just introduce the guests to you, and then you know who we've got on. We've got Lamaf BFC, who's a Barnet fan. Good evening, Lamaf. How are you?
Evening, gentlemen. How are we?
London accent there. It's pretty poor, I know. Dor, we've got Mr. Dor on, who is now a Premier League, and it's just too big for his boots, aren't you,
No,
Dor?
don't start him off.
How are you, Nottingham Forest? They're in the Premier League.
We're back in the league, but Lee, why do you have to put me next to him for? This guy, why can't you put me somewhere else?
To move you around somewhere.
Yeah, move me around.
You like being on the top bloody row half the time.
It doesn't matter, Lee. You can move him wherever you want. I'm living rent-free in that TV.
That's better. Put me last. Get away from that.
So, in your place is now Jake, who Punk Chef 41, a Sheffield Wednesday vlogger who has just had a celebration, haven't you, Jake? Tell us.
It's been a bit of a mental week. I hit 900,000 views on the channel, and then I hit 2K subs. So it's been really interesting. So it's been blowing up. It's nice to see it getting a little bit more traction. So, and I think I did about 18 videos this week.
900,000 views, getting close to 1 million. It's a heck of a. That's the next milestone. You will be crying then, I can assure you. If you didn't cry on to 2,000, you'd be crying on 1 million because I was
crying when I was watching my little girl do a dance competition. I was like really embarrassing dad.
Oh, that's fantastic. We've also got, of course, Dapper. Sorry, it's not Dapper. Is it Dapper? No, I don't know. No, it's down. It's also, but they're both down, but it's Turf Morehouse. Burnley, who we have got, we'll be telling you all about the fixtures soon as well. So Burnley relegated from the Premier League, now in the Championship, in the best league in the world.
That was a bit of a diggly.
I know. Oh, just twist it. Everybody else does. Honestly, I'm gonna have to start charging a fiver.
So how's life in Burnley?
It's all right. We've had some nice weather, so I'm sunburnt. When I say nice weather,
it's been Burnley and nice weather in the same sentence. You can't have it.
That don't work.
I know. Put it that way. I didn't think it. I literally probably went and put bin out, came back in, sunburnt. It's to be fair, it has been pretty warm. We've been up near 30 degrees for the past marginally end of last week. It were really good weather, and I'm like a.
You've got a tan there. You've got tan lines and everything.
It's definitely that British holiday look where he's had a t-shirt on. So
you look like a drumstick sweet.
It's
exactly.
Perfect. It's perfect for this country, Dan. Don't worry about it. It's perfect.
It is. It's all right. If sun's out, I stay in. You know what it's like. Sun's out, ginger's in.
So next to him, it's looking actually sunny, which is hard to believe from Scotland. But we've got Ross in, who is a Rangers fan. Good evening, Ross.
Good evening. How you doing? The weather's untypically Scottish for this time of year. We're really used to really shite weather, to be honest, like that kind of typical British and Scottish summer. But it's been not bad here today. We've got a weather one for tomorrow, so it's a wee bit more business as usual at that point.
Right. Okay. Well, you're a Rangers fan. We've got a Rangers fan in because Blackpool have got a friendly, haven't we, with Rangers? And Rangers are in. Well, they normally come to Blackpool anyway. So, we're kind of a suburb of Glasgow anyway. But we've got 7,000 are coming, aren't they, Ross? 7,000 Rangers fans are coming to this friendly. So it's going to be unbelievable. I don't think we've had that many away fans ever at Bloomfield Road. So.
Well, 7,000 have tickets. There'll be more than 7,000 coming down.
Yeah, you'll be on the lash for sure, won't you? You'll be getting bevied.
I think if there's one thing that's for sure, that the Rangers fans who do travel in numbers with or without tickets, I mean, even if you've seen it in Seville just a couple of months ago, the amount of Rangers fans that travelled over there without tickets was obscene. That's just the kind of fan base we are. It's a British thing, though, isn't it?
You did it a couple of seasons ago when you came to Wednesday. You absolutely filled our way in for pre-season. It was just insane.
You filled the Derby with as well.
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
I mean, that's the kind of. That's the journey. I mean, we love a pre-season friendly down south. It's something that we've been crying out for years. We've not had it for a wee while, actually. I think Wednesday might have been the last one to my memory in terms of an away game down south. But yeah, so we're absolutely chomping at the bit for this. And I think I've had plans in terms of how to get down to Blackpool in the diary since the rumours were announced, never mind the actual official confirmation. So it's going to be a hell of a day.
It's like going abroad, isn't it, for the Scots when you come down south, isn't it? Get the nice weather. Get your shorts on and everything, your t-shirts.
You don't find it weird when someone from Scotland says they're coming down south to you when you feel like the most northern place you could be?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But we know that, people from Glasgow have always come to Blackpool. You love Blackpool, don't you? Most of the time, I would say. Most people in Scotland tend to like to come here.
It's always been a big thing. Yeah, it's always been a big thing for Scottish people. I mean, I know people that run buses annually down to Blackpool for a weekend or a weekend. I think, am I right in saying it's the fair day on the day that we play Blackpool? There's some event going on. So as I say, it's usually a big part of Scottish culture. It kind of goes back obviously to those seaside holidays that a lot of particularly older people had when they were younger, and that's been passed down to sort of our generation. So it's somewhere close to their hearts, which again just makes the day even better, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed with Blackpool, though, Lee. It's literally you walk down the promenade and you either hear a Scottish accent or some Scouse woman that's had her lips done. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all it is.
There's a lot of that, though, isn't there? Just going off topic there about this lip job thing, this rubber duck look that they all sort of have. I don't get it at all. I don't see what they see in it with these massive big, even
if they go into Blackpool, it's the flotation devices for when they go in the sea.
Well, she didn't look quite so good on Britain's Got Talent, did she? She had her lips really well done. Whatever she's called. Name's gone out of my head at the moment, but she had really massive lips. They were like
all started with Leslie Ashlaw, didn't it? Really?
Yeah, I don't see
Trout mouth.
The trout pouch. Yeah. Post in the comments below, lads, if you like a good trout pouch.
Who is she?
You're old enough to remember. Don't try.
Leslie,
come on.
What? Lamouth, you've been there, Lamouth. Lamouth, I know you like Lamouth. That's why you know who she is. He's got a picture.
Mate, she was a proper tasty little treacle back in the day. Yeah, not everyone can admit that. Come on.
What's her name?
When she then after she did her lips, she looks horrible.
What's her name?
When she was in Men Behaving Badly.
Oh, her. Oh,
the blonde one that had a lips done.
Was it John Scow? She went out. He smacked her about, didn't he?
Yeah.
Lamouth, you will have Lamouth. Everyone in there will take her out.
That's it. It's like when you were at school, innit, and you drew one circle there, and in the middle it overlapped. It's like loudmouth, trout mouth, and the join in the middle.
I'm just going to go to the comments just quickly. Somebody, Hello TV, is saying, have I heard that Josh Bowler, Bournemouth are trying to get him and they've offered $1 million? Yes, I have heard about that. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just another load of BS. But I think we already turned down $4 million for him. So I can't see us accepting $1 million for him, but it all depends on whether he signs a contract or not, doesn't it? Because obviously, but I don't think I'll let him go for $1 million. He's worth more to us than £1 million. Russell Lambert says, I'm concerned the Mighty Pool haven't signed anyone yet. So am I, but we've only just got a manager in. Charlie's just come in. He said he'll be on in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes. That's absolutely fine. Andrew Jackson says, a question for Dor. How Nottingham Forest going to cope in the Premier League?
And Andrew, who's not?
Yeah, I know exactly. That's county, isn't it? If we're talking about
all these rival fans.
It's similar with Sheffield. You never say Sheffield. It's which one?
These rival fans, they always want to say Notts.
I don't say Notts.
What team do you support? What team do you support, mate?
Notts Forest.
No, what team? Just tell him what team he supports. What team do you support?
Andrew Jackson, yeah. Let us know. I think he might be Blackpool. I think he's Blackpool by the look of his.
Or you could just answer the question.
Liam Barnett says that Burnley are on the up.
It's stupid, and I'm not going to answer the question.
Well said, Liam. Well said. We are.
Yeah, Burnley are on the way up. What happened with Dan Bollard, by the way, with you guys? Because I thought you were signing him, and then it's all kind of gone. Because I was devastated you were getting him, and what's happened? He's brilliant.
I don't know. It's almost like I think we offered $2 million. He got accepted. He'd had a medical and everything, and then rumours are the fees between him and agent and stuff couldn't be agreed. But I'm thinking, this is a youngster from Arsenal. If you can't agree fees with some youngster from Arsenal who's still trying to make his way in the game, then you've obviously got issues.
But I actually think there's a bit of an issue with him playing up north.
Maybe we're still in for Joe Worrell.
I'm still waiting. I'm like this. Is Burnley wanting it? Nah, no chance.
Right. Nick Muller has asked, promoted teams, which away day will you miss now you are up or relegated? So which away day are you going to miss, Dor? Because you've gone up. And of course, for you...
Well, I'm going to say it. That team from League One, not Sheffield Wednesday, Derby.
Oh, Derby.
Yeah, I'm going to miss them.
You're going to miss them? Well, you won't see them in your lifetime again. Do you think you'll ever get to play them again?
No, I don't want to play them again.
Surely you're going to miss...
You know what, Loudmouth? Soon you'll be going to Pride Park. They'll be going down to you lot. So.
Right, just a couple more viewers' comments if I can get through them. By the way, if you want us to see your comments, there's always a super chat that you can use to super chat so
you can do Loudmouth lips.
How about this one then? The True Red has a question. Thoughts on Sean Dyche being linked with the Derby job? Does anybody know anything about that?
I think he won't touch it with a 10-foot bar pole. He likes something with a bit more sensibility, credibility, he knows that what's happening. I can't see him doing that. Look, he was at Burnley for how many years, where it was stable, he knew what happened. The moment they got new ownership, it went all unstable and it just went. I think he likes the job where he's the kind of manager where I thought he would have gone to somewhere like a Blackburn or something like that when he left. I know, bad place to say, but
don't think he'd go to Blackburn.
That kind of thing.
I think he'd be lynched if he went to Blackburn, wouldn't he? But we were... There was talk about him for Blackpool, but didn't happen. We've got Michael Appleton. Good evening. You probably noticed.
Are you happy with that, though, Lee? Are you happy with it, like Appleton coming in for a second stint?
He's growing on me, to be honest. It's a bit of a funny one, really, because he left. I know he had a first stint, but he didn't stay very long. He was only 10 weeks in the job, and he just saw the Oystons, and they were messing him about, and the atmosphere was toxic at the ground, and he just thought, what have I walked into here? And he left and went to Blackburn Rovers straight away, and he was kind of the forerunner of the not a penny, of all the fans boycotts. So he kind of showed us the way, you know what I mean? He boycotted straight away as manager. So he's come back and he said it was we were the right club at the wrong time, and now he thinks we're the right club at the right time, with a proper
you could have something similar to David Moyes at West Ham. He went back for a second stint and it worked.
Yeah, exactly. So there's been a lot of not happy about it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Blackpool fans who were not even renewing season tickets and stuff. But I think, for me, up until the up until the boycott, I was so excited about pre-season and all the rest of it, and I'm always thinking we're going to get promoted, and I'm always getting my season ticket, and I've always got to believe, and I think as a fan you've just got to believe it's going to be right. It may not prove to be right, but I just believe. That's how I am at the moment. Good evening, Charlie. One Rovers.
Yeah, evening, lads.
Charlie's a Bristol Rovers fan.
Evening.
And now he's come back. Dan's back there. Okay, we'll just add him back in. Hi, Dan. We lost you there for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, I thought that was coming in then. I was praying.
So I'm going to go around you. Have you all had your fixtures list? Has the Premier League had your fixtures list yet, Dor?
They had them before.
Before you,
Oh, you've had them before, right? So we'll start off. We'll go to Loudmouth first. Who are you going to? Have you seen?
Have you got enough players? Loudmouth, have you got enough players?
Look, just because you're a Premiership team,
well, you can do it on your team that
fucking Charlie Big Bollocks now, because it don't suit you for it. All right. We haven't had our fixture. I don't think we've had our fixtures yet. I still haven't seen anything. But we've announced a couple of pre-seasons. So
interesting in that?
Well, the signings we're making, go to your local bookie, Barnet to be promoted. Won't win it, but I'm having Barnet to be promoted this season with the signings we're making.
First. How much should we stick on this, Lamar? Do you reckon? What's it worth? 20?
4 grand.
4 grand.
That's
confidence for you. Stick your house on it, then, is it? You're saying, Lamar?
Lamar, no, who's your manager?
You have to just put that truck you got on it.
Who's your manager?
Don't be rude and interrupt. Wait your turn, please, punk.
You should put your truck on it then, if that's the case.
Michael Haig says, chill out.
How do you know I've got a pickup truck?
It was in the WhatsApp group ages ago with Gogsley and all that lot.
Oh, fuck me. I don't remember that. I got a clue.
Go on then. All right then. Jake, Sheffield Wednesday. How's your are you home or away for your first
first game, Portsmouth at home again, like the end of the season game.
Okay.
Our last game, Derby as well.
Is it looking good?
Opening months, MK Don, Charlton, Peterborough, Bolton and Forest Green. So pretty tough one to go with.
It's a tough opener, that, isn't it? Yeah.
What
do you think of Sheffield Wednesday's chances then this year? Do you think it's
we've signed some decent players so far, like no League One. We were very busy.
Good players.
Very busy. So we got Ben Hennigan, a free from AFC Wimbledon. David Stockdale, another free. Will Vokes, a free from Cardiff. The one that really pissed off Rotherham fans, we got Michael Smith and Michael Owetway on free transfers. And today we thought we got Wilkes from Hull City, but we put a bid in as around 200k and they want more than that. So it's all depending if we're going to go back in for them. But so far, it's been a really good little window. It's feeling positive. There's a buzz about the club at the minute because we had certain players leave that we knew that weren't going to stay. And we're trying to do it that we sign players a little bit more sensible. We don't overdo our budget. We know what we want to do. And Michael Smith at this level, you know where the back of the net is. Michael Whitway, he got in the team of the season last year. David Stockdale, proper keeper. And we all know last season, my biggest thing, we would get to like the 80th minute and then we would concede. So if we can build that defense first and then build strikers around it, I'll be happy. And we've got a fully fit Josh Windass this season. It could be scary in League One.
Yeah,
what's the situation with Luongo though? Because obviously they announced that obviously your contract's not, 3 players' contracts are up, and then he shares it on his Instagram story going, first I've heard of it.
What I think it is, I think there's been a mix-up between agent and player, and I think the agent hasn't got back to the player saying, look, what we're doing, and we've given them a deadline. We're not being that sort of touch, and Luongo is a great player, don't get me wrong, but he's too injury-prone. He's had way too injury, he can't keep carrying him, But it was really cryptic method going, oh, have I? Okay, then, bye. It's like, see ya. It was odd. It was starting to have this situation where we had a really good positive spin, and that kind of put a little damper on it because it's like, what have we done? Why does it, The signing for me, though, is Will Vokes from Cardiff. Getting him to come down to League One when he had 2 championship clubs after him. He's a quality player. And if you think of our midfield now, it's Bannon, Vokes, Byers in League One. That's just silly.
Yeah, it is crazy, isn't it? You should walk it. Seriously saying you will get promoted.
I think we've got to get promoted. We've got to get promoted. As much as Moore did a great job last season, he didn't have enough of the targets and weapons that he had now going forward. And this is like opening week of the transfer market. And we've already got 5 signings in and spent no money apart from wages. So
that's good, isn't it? Because you were a bit crazy with signings at one time. So it's good.
Yeah, we were sensible. It's like our owner kind of learned a little bit, and it's nice to see that he's understanding it a little bit better. That you can go get players without spending stupid amounts.
Yeah, without spending millions and millions. Okay, right. We'll move on to Dor, who are going to be spending money, I would imagine. The True Red actually is asking you, Dor, will the Peter Taylor stand be having the redevelopment now because we're in the Premier League? That's his question for you. So opening games, and you can also answer that question as well if you want for the True Red.
Well, we've got easy fixtures. Well, easy fixtures. We've got Newcastle away. They're easy. We'll beat them.
Yeah.
And then we've got West Ham, Everton.
Yeah, beat them.
Then we've got 2 easy games. One against Spurs and a relatively easy game against Man City. So,
piece of cake.
Really easy game. And,
that's a baptism for the Premier League. Then.
Yeah. So,
welcome to the big time. But that's what you're going to get week in, week out, aren't you? It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just looking forward to.
Oh, you've been practicing how not to celebrate a goal.
We're not going to score a goal. We're not going to score a goal. So
are you going to get more points than Derby got?
100%. No chance.
No, exactly. Listen to me, right? Their team.
No chance.
Easy. Listen, I told you we'll get 15 points.
Dor, you won't get 1 point out your opening 4 games.
Against Newcastle.
You will not win against Newcastle. The amount of money that they've got.
Newcastle are a different side now. Come on.
Let me tell you something, right? We'll beat them.
You have got no chance.
People click this. We'll beat them 1-0.
Well, you never know. You've got to believe.
I'd rather get loudmouth bet with Barnett, mate.
It does sound a bit tricky to me, Doyd.
Listen to me. What about us? We get more. My target is we get more points than Derby.
Okay. Never.
So you would be okay with getting relegated as long as you don't finish on what Derby or below.
Surely you can beat them. Was it 9 points they got, Derby? I think they got 9. 11. Right. Okay. All right. Well, good luck with that, Dor.
We get more points in Derby.
So what happened when this record 17 million striker doesn't work? Do you just put him in the trend?
It will work.
Liverpool reject, innit, Dor? Liverpool reject.
Right, no, sorry, hush your gums, right? Listen to me, right? The reason his name is Ari Atari.
Wow, Dor, God, that's a nibble and a half from you, Dor. Nibble.
Right, we're going to move on to Rangers because I've got a question for you here.
Oh, yeah, but I haven't finished yet, you bellend.
Oh, go on, carry on. Sorry,
move on.
Go
Fucking
on,
Ross
carry
has been
on.
waiting patiently. Dor, shut up.
I'll be coming back to you, Dor. Don't worry. There's more to be asked on this fixture list. So, have you finished? Is there more? I thought you
yes, Mr. Charles.
Get rid of Dor.
Right. Question for Ross. As we are Rangers, are we as Ranger fans right to panic because you haven't signed anybody yet? What are your thoughts on that? And have you? And what's your pre-season? Obviously coming to Blackpool. And what's your first fixtures looking like? And
so obviously, can I take that in 2 parts? The pre-season is we've got Blackpool and we've got Sunderland in Portugal, I believe. Albufeira away, and then we've got West Ham and Spurs at home. That's our pre-season. We start off away at Livingston at the end of July, and then I'll cut to the chase. The only one anyone ever cares about. We've got the Old Firm in the 3rd of September as well, away at Parkhead. So it's not a bad initial run of fixtures we've got. We can get if you build up a wee bit of momentum there, we can go to into the Celtic game in a decent enough place. But we've got Champions League qualifiers in there as well, which is the big kind of pain about obviously not winning the Europa League is that we do now need to jump through these hoops to try and get into the Champions League. It's not as bad as what it was in the past, where we used to have to go to the absolute arse end of nowhere. And I'm not talking about Blackpool at that point. I'm joking, but we had to go to the absolute arse end of nowhere in Europe and play against jobber sides you've never heard of. So we're going into the 3rd round of the Champions League qualifying, so it's doable, and we're seeded as well. Right, in terms of the signing things, there's a lot of chat in kind of Ranger circles now, whether that be in forums or on Twitter, obviously, and the boozers as well, about the fact that we've not signed anyone yet. What we have been doing a lot is we've done a lot of contract renewals. So Connor Goldson, who was linked quite heavily with Forest, I know, he's signed up for another 4 years. So that's brilliant for us. Vice captain, he's the kind of leader of our defence. He's the one who organises the back four. So got him signed on. Stephen Davis, Scott Arfield as well, obviously formerly of Burnley. He's now signed on as well, and the goalkeeper, Alan McGregor. That's a wee bit more of a controversial one, but in terms of the actual contract renewals, we're in not a bad place. With regards to the signings, there's still an awful lot of time left, and I think Rangers fans, this might be a wee bit more niche for you boys, but Rangers fans will look back and maybe we signed players like Nikica Jelavic, who was an absolute star for us. He was a darling on the last day of the season. Ryan Kent as well came in incredibly late in the window on the last day of the season. So we've got a wee bit of a history of the club of kind of doing late deals, and there's still, you know yourself, guys, there's still an awful lot of time left in the window. I think because we've got these Champions League qualifiers coming up, there's definitely an attitude of, we need to get someone in, but I'd rather not just make this a panic buy type thing into it. People like a shiny new toy at this time of year. We're football fans, we're fickle, we want something new waved in front of us. a scarf and a top. So I'm very much of the mind that I'd rather we did play the long game a wee bit and get a target that we actually want in, rather than just panic buying someone for the sake of it. Because as fun as it is, you know what I mean, if they're not going to actually perform on the pitch, they're not going to contribute to the squad, then it's a waste of funds. And we are not like you boys down south. We don't have that endless riches of, you know, the Premier League if you're in it, or even your deals for the EFL are so much better than ours up in Scotland.
You do realise what team I support, right?
Sorry?
You do realise what football team I support, right?
Talking about a general sense, you have the access to it, you know what I mean? It's there, probably unrealistic, but it's there if you get to it. It's just not the case with us. The only thing we can bank on is getting into the Champions League. And about the £40 million, whatever it is, that comes from that. The problem we also have as well is that Celtic have already by winning the league. So again, it just comes back to that kind of frustration and not finishing the job in Seville. But that is what it is. It's by the by now. So if you can get to the Champions League.
Was it considered a good season last season, Ross, for you? Was that a good season? Because you didn't win obviously the league. You failed in the last hurdle.
Realistically, no season where we don't win the league is a good season. But it's not as black and white as that because of the European run. On paper, no, there isn't a good season where Celtic win the league for us. That's just the nature of Scotland. But the other side of it is that run to Seville, which was magical. I mean, I don't know how much of it you caught, or obviously I know West Ham took a lot of the interest in England, but that night at Ibrox against Dortmund, and obviously the one against Leipzig as well in particular, that'll live with me forever. That is, I don't think I've ever felt an emotion like it. It doesn't matter how many alcohol you drink, girls you get with, nothing will ever compare to that. So
I watched Sam's vlog on that, Footy Adventures. I watched his vlog, and it was just, it was incredible. It was just, honestly, the scenes were unbelievable.
I do say,
I've seen your fans this week melt down about your kit launch and how you done it. It's not gone down well.
Mate, we're Rangers fans. We melt down with a day of the week with a Y in it. You know what I mean? That is just the nature of us as a fan base. I think the kit launch thing, there's people complaining about the video, and again, this probably comes back to the lack of signings. Everyone's getting in the neck now because everyone's so antsy. So that happens every year. It's nothing new.
It's just a shirt.
What's happened with the colour it is?
Well, that's people were moaning about the promo video because it was quite dark. I don't know if anyone's ever been in the Hollister shop, but it reminded me a wee bit of that. You just actually can't see the product because the lighting is so bad. People are moaning about that. But as I say, people are getting really antsy because we've not signed anyone yet. So that's just everything's coming from that. I quite like our new kit actually. We've had kits like that before in the past. 09-010, where we did win the league and we did qualify for the Champions League. So if there's in any way reminiscent of that, then I'll take it.
Lee, they were trying to go for a really cinematic thing where the sunlight was coming through and they were hoping for more sunlight to hit the shirt, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, I guess it's a promo video. I mean, listen, we're Rangers fans. If you stick a badge on it, we will buy it. It doesn't actually matter at the end of the day. People can moan about it all they like.
And they make millions.
There's some harsh things coming in here. We've got Stephen Roberts saying, what's this? Scottish football is just a misspelling of Sunday League. That's not very nice, is it?
Wait. No. Stop me, Lee. You slagged off Scottish League football. Don't you start like me.
I don't slag it off.
This is the thing, right? So if people slag Scottish teams and Scottish football all the time, right? Out of the panel here today, how many of your teams have been in the European final in the past couple of months?
None.
There you go. It's not an easy thing to do, and that's not a slagging you off. It's just
also there's only 2 teams that seem to compete for it, which are Rangers and Celtic. Rangers and Celtic, I like watching Scottish football, but the problem I sometimes had is there's no real. It's either Hearts or Aberdeen who seem to be the ones that try to step up but then can't. And I'll take the point that there is only 2 teams who are realistically ever going to win the league and then get those kind of big European places. That's fair. And that is again just the nature of Scottish football.
But that doesn't stop us. Though, don't
but that doesn't account for the competing in Europe side of it. I mean, you could throw a Sunderland in here, and I will just use them as the example off the top of my head. They're not going to go and beat Borussia Dortmund. No, I mean, they're not going to go and beat Leipzig. They're not going to go to a European final. So again, you can slag off the Scottish football side of it, and I'll take that. The product is often quite poor in Scotland. But in terms of the actual achievements in regards to Scottish football on the European stage, that's not something that can be discounted. And it kind of blows apart the Sunday League type thing as well, especially when you think of what you could argue that Aston Villa's one of their best players, John McGinn, he came from Hibs. You know what I mean? So there is talent in Scottish football should you look for it, but a lot of English teams would rather go and spend £40 million.
Do you think as well, though?
Great
do you think
answer.
as well, though, that like from a European perspective, they sort of look down and they think because of everybody's saying about how the Scottish League, it's just a walk in the park, it's Sunday League stuff. You know, you could nip off for a fag while you're taking a throw-in sort of thing, and yet, because their fan bases are European clubs, they're almost just like, this should be easy, and I think they can just turn up and treat it like a training like a bit of a training game.
Dortmund was, I think Dortmund maybe had a wee bit of that. I think there was definitely musings coming out of their club and the German press that it would be an embarrassment to get knocked out by us. And to be fair, from their point, I can understand why they're from a top 5 league. You know what I mean? Borussia Dortmund shouldn't be going out of a European title, Rangers, not over 2 legs. Again, that just makes the achievement more astounding. Listen, it's a conjecture debate, but if you put Rangers and Celtic in the Premier League, would be a top 6 club in the first couple of years, given access to the money, and that's the big thing.
No, Ross. No, wait, right, Ross.
Why not?
Put down that tenant boy, you're talking shit.
Why not?
Ross, right.
Why?
So you're saying to me,
It's a
right?
tough crowd in here tonight, Ross.
If both sides win the Premier League, they'll be top 6.
Well, a couple of years worth of money, yes.
No, they won't. No. Sorry, no.
I'm not being funny, but that's 2 bets that have been mentioned tonight, and I've lost £8,000.
You've got Man City, right? Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Newcastle. That's 6 teams there that have got money.
With
United.
the money, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you're saying
the
you've got money, but you've got to attract the players. So who wants to go to Glasgow when they can go to London?
Who wants to go to Newcastle when they could go to Glasgow?
The nightlife in Newcastle is amazing, mate.
Yeah. Night in Glasgow. I'll take you for a night in Glasgow. It's not bad either. If you think about your kind of...
All banter aside, I'm slagging Scottish football. People know that I'm a Hearts fan. I've been a Hearts fan for a fucking long time. I watch a lot of Scottish football. I think people would take it a lot more seriously because the one thing that I have praised you lot is your passion. The passion for the game is unreal. I don't think anyone can touch that. When I've gone to the Edinburgh Derby, the atmosphere is electric. But I think what don't help you is the fact that you can play each other up to 6 times a season, including cup games. I think that's just boring and tedious.
I would agree with that.
And the fact that your FA is corrupt as fuck.
The gravy in both counts. The fact about the league needs to be structured badly. It's not a good product. It's not, and it's boring. Like, see, we played in the same season 4 years ago. We played Aberdeen and Kilmarnock 7 times. You know, I've seen them more than I've seen some family members. You know what I mean? It's a joke. It is. It's really, really, really poor. So again, the product on that is awful. But Rangers have been campaigning for restructure at the SFA for years. It's just try to turn that ship around. But as I say, the kind of general point about the kind of size of the clubs in Scotland, like you said it yourself, mate, the passion at the Edinburgh Derby is massive. You've all seen an Old Firm on telly. That's something just out of this world. It's just a kind of the way that money has gone in football. I mean, Rangers were part of the founding clubs of the Champions League with Campbell Ogilvie, but he just didn't foresee the money passing Scottish football by. He always thought Rangers would be in it when we created it. So it's just a way that modern football has went, which is why I think the achievements of last season in Europe particularly, it kind of puts that into a wee bit of perspective. I mean, there's always we had even before last season in Europe were amazing. We drew with Porto away and then beat them at home, and we beat Feyenoord at home and drew with them away. You know what I mean? It was a process, Seville. We're building towards it for years, which is why I'm quite confident the Champions League qualifiers, because I do genuinely think that's where a club with the stature of Rangers, you can argue about the league, but the stature of a club like Rangers is definitely where we belong.
The best thing to come out of Arbrox is a Scotch par. Them at Arbrox, something else. I'm telling you now. I actually had one at half time in the pre-season friendly when you had Warburton in charge, and then I went back, and there's an actual video of my mate dancing in the stand, and I'm just there with like 3 pars in my hand, just tucking away like a fat bastard I am.
See, it's funny you say that because we all hated the catering for years at Ibrox. It was like, see, for the home fans week in, week out, it was awful.
I'm from Burnley, I'll eat any old shit. Honestly, if I come home from the pub at midnight, everybody else has got a kebab, I just take my shoe off and go, well, it hurt, waist, not scrape up bottom off. I'm like, that's it.
I remember one day last season, I think we were home at Motherwell or some nonsense like that, but I was climbing out my arse. It was awful, you know what I mean? It was the worst I'd been in a while. It was like 2:30. And I got to the stadium, I was like, I need to eat something. So I went and got one of the pies out there, and it was, you know, that way it kind of, you know how it comes in like tinfoil, it collapsed in the middle. So like you just had this like kind of pastry with the meat actually in the tinfoil, and this the actual pastry in my hand. You know that way, like I kind of got through the game, and like the football was absolutely awful that day. I was hanging at my arse, this pie had fallen out of my hand. I'm like, what am I doing for my life? So that kind of
There's only
sums up
two
the
ways a
feeling
pie goes. It's like that, or it's either like frozen in the middle and red hot round edge.
Bovril's too hot, the pies are too cold.
Chicken tikka biryani at Bloomfield Road this season, courtesy of Jane. Did a video on it. Yeah, she went to Blackburn Rovers and they had it on at Blackburn Rovers and she loved it. She tweeted that she loved it, said we need this at Bloomfield Road. And they got in touch with her, so she put them in touch with somebody at Bloomfield Road. And yeah, it's happening. And it will be there for the Rangers game as well, so you'll be able to get it at the Rangers game.
I'll be in about that, 100%.
Yeah. Charlie, tell us about your newly promoted into League One, back from the dead sort of thing, from League Two. What's it looking like? What's your fixtures like? What's your pre-season like?
Yeah, fixtures come out. We start off with the League Two champions at home, Forest Green, then Burton away, then we've got Oxford at home, Barnsley and Portsmouth away. So good start for the first two, but then pretty tough after that. Yeah. And then pre-season, we got all our local teams like in non-league, like Bath City, etc., Western, stuff like that. And then I think we got Swansea away, Stoke at home as well. But yeah, looking good. More signings coming through the door as well. We obviously signed the ex-Rangers, didn't make many appearances at Rangers, but we signed Jordan Rossiter as well. And then we signed a player we had on loan back on a permanent, which was good. And then, yeah, more signings are coming through the door over the next few days as well. So all looking good.
How much football has Jordan Rossiter played in the last few seasons? Because he was at us for a while, and like the boy had all the talent under the sun, but he just could not keep himself fit. He's made of glass. So I don't know. Has he played a lot?
Yeah, last season he only made 10 appearances, which don't look good. But then the season before he played 35.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, he's got loads of talent, and we actually paid a fee to be around 100K as well. We've actually paid a fee for him as well, which is interesting. Obviously, he was at Rangers when obviously Barton played for you, and then Barton bought him to Fleetwood as well. So it's going to be interesting to see him sign. Like we signed 3 players so far, and we've spent money on 2, which is interesting. About 200K for 2 players, which obviously ain't loads, but for us, we don't usually spend money. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how he does. And yeah, I mean, for me, I've said it in. I think we should be aiming. Barton wants to take us as high as we can go, and he wants us to get to the championship. I'm not saying we're going to get promoted this season, but he wants to at least mid-table, if not more.
Yeah, I think he should be aiming for that. I think he's ambitious, isn't he? He's ambitious as a manager. I think he's proved he's quite a good manager, actually, hasn't he? With what he did, for last season, because he got you from it was in a bad situation, wasn't it, at the start of the season, and he turned it all around, didn't he? So
it was just crazy. It was always, obviously there was me doing Barton out videos when we were like 18th in December, and then he turned it around, and he said, I've said it before on air, but he said after we lost 4-1 to Exeter away in September that we're going to get promoted, and he did that. So fair play.
Brilliant. So yeah, mid-table you'd be happy with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mid-table or playoffs. Why not?
Or playoffs. Okay. Right. Moving on to Dan Burnley. What are your opening fixtures pre-season, and what are your thoughts on the season?
Pre-season's pretty shit, to be honest. I weren't happy with it.
Right.
We've got our first games on the 1st of July. It's behind closed doors at our training ground against Rochdale. Then we're away at Wolves behind closed doors.
Oh, really?
And I'm just thinking, why? And I'm just, I think it's something to do with the kits. We haven't got a sponsor. I think that we're struggling to find a sponsor. So I'm not sure. That's the rumor that's being bandied around. Right. But there is a team going out to Burton Albion on the same day that we play Wolves away, like a random Burnley 11. Right. 15th of July away at Shrewsbury. And then on the 17th, we have 6 days in Portugal before coming back 5 days before the season starts.
Well, that's unusual, isn't it? So there's no real pre-season games to go to, then, is there? Really? Of anything, sort of any note, really? Is there?
No, not really. I mean, Shrewsbury on a Friday night, 7:00. Nah, you're all right.
Yeah,
Not sure. I'm not making that. You can piss right off.
You thought you'd have been getting some better quality, opponents.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we're doing it because we're actually very active in the window, which apparently we are doing. He's come out and said we're looking at hundreds of players a day. Our scouting system has been improved drastically since he's come in. They're getting info on players left, right, and centre. I mean, Scott Twine's come in. He's only the first one in, but apparently CJ Higgins, Riley.
Somebody mentioned Scott Twine in the Scott Twine is my friend's son. Be good to see him play at Bloomfield Road. Well, wow, that's coming up there from Stephen Roberts. Wow,
right, it'll be good.
It sounds a little bit too posh for you though, Dan.
Oh, honestly, when I saw Burnley shared a video of him holding the phone out, doing like a video, I honestly thought it was that Francis Bourgois who does the trains. I honestly did.
He's the poshest footballer I've ever heard in my life. By the way, that boy.
He is. It's like up the clarets. I'm like, what? you need a night out down Burnley, and you need roughing up, honestly. But yeah, we opened the championship season on the Friday night away at Huddersfield, then at home to Luton, away to Watford, and then 2 home games on the bounce against Hull and your lot, Lee. Blackpool come to Turf Moor.
Yes. We'll get on to me in a minute, I suppose. But yeah,
are you happy now you've got Vincent Kompany through the door and you can now start looking at seeing what they're planning?
Yeah. I love the fact as well that we've started seeing a lot of what happens behind the scenes. Like when Dash were in charge, it was a case of cameras nowhere near the training facility. Back off. We don't want any of that shit being showcased. And yet now it's a case of the shaking hands. You're seeing the manager talk to the players, brief. Yeah. And it's nice to see that because as a fan, you're getting a real experience. You feel like sort of, not that you're there, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, you actually get to know the players, don't
connected.
you?
But at the same time, Dan, look where he come from. He was at Man City when they did the All or Nothing and they did an Anderlecht one, a similar thing. So he's used to having cameras around. So and
to be fair, we're actually in talks about doing a documentary.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon every club will do one soon.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Loudmouth, you doing it? Are you going to do it for your little scouting club? Just that's what we're doing now.
Yeah, I was coaching on the sideline while vlogging at the same time.
Well, you could have somebody film you. You could have somebody film you.
Is that enough?
I'm looking forward to the derby days, though, Lee. I really am.
Yeah, well, we've got quite good actually. We've got Southport away to start off with, then we've got Rangers obviously at home, and then we're playing Salford City, and then we're straight in. First game of the season is against Reading at home, which they were terrible last. I mean, they were really, really bad. They were probably the worst team that came to Bloomfield Road at the end of the season. We beat them 4-1, so I'm hoping
they'd be relegated without Lucas Yao.
Yeah,
it looks like he's going well. It looks like
they've just signed some League 2 keeper. They've just signed a League 2 keeper from Sutton.
Have they?
As well.
Well, they've got
Dean Buzanis.
Paul Ince as manager.
I think they've still got like a soft embargo still. I think they've got a certain plan that they set up with the EFL, so they've got to be careful with what they get in. I'm still not convinced about Ince as manager.
No, honestly, he was terrible at Blackpool. We've then got Stoke City away.
Paul Ince, Reading manager.
Swansea on the 15th of August. We've got QPR on the 16th of August, and then we play Burnley away, and then we've got Blackburn Rovers as well at home. Good
luck getting 3 points the week before, but you can happily get them next the week after. Don't worry about it.
So the next question I was going to ask you all really is, what's your Christmas fixtures looking like? Is there anything? Have you got some good games on there? Was your
Birmingham at home on Boxing Day? Birmingham at home. I mean, I'm glad that it's at home.
Fleetwood away on Boxing Day, and then Port Vale on New Year's.
Well, those should be. They're really good games for you there.
We've got Swansea New Year's Day away.
That's be interesting.
Swansea.
You mean NK Dons Mark II?
Yeah, they have that manager from there, don't they? Who passes around the back all the time. There,
that wasn't a bad stat, were it, Lee? Did you see that one about us Blackpool, Preston and Blackburn all being in the same league for the first time since 61-62.
Really? Wow, that is amazing.
Which I was shocked at, because I thought we'd all been in the same division at the same time a lot sooner than that.
There must have been quite a few ups and downs in it. I mean, we have played you loads of times. I don't think we've played Blackburn Rovers that many times. It's been more Burnley and Preston really for us. But, you know, we have had the odd game against Blackburn, obviously. But, yeah, it's going to be 8 derby games.
The most Lancashire teams I've seen in ages.
Yeah. Loudmouth, 61-62 were last time you were at Football League, weren't it? Edgar Damage was just a pup.
Well, we've rattled your cage and Loudmouth. What if you got Christmas? Or do you not know you?
I don't know. Our fixtures ain't out yet. We still, like I said,
yeah.
You know, they don't release the best league in the world. You know, they give all you lot what you need to do first. And then,
you do watch Tottenham though, don't you? Well, do you not keep an eye on Tottenham? Is that right?
Don't you fucking swear at me.
Who's your London team then?
No, I'm from Tottenham, but I don't support Tottenham.
No. You looked out for us for a Premier League team. Do you not do?
Not really.
No.
Arsenal, I guess. Like I said, my dad's side's from Islington, so they're all Arsenal. My mum's side's all from Tottenham. So,
right.
I kind of did when I was a lot younger. Nah, I couldn't give a fuck about either one of them personally. It's just Barnet now. That's it.
Barnet, really.
So, yeah, I'm
looking
forward
fact
to.
You love Barnet and they hate you at Barnet. That's what they hate you at Barnet.
Brilliant. Tell me about it. I know.
You know, they ever turn around and say they want a club sponsorship, you should put your name down for the Loudmouth PFC on the front.
I've done it once. I sponsored a player, Jack Barham, for a whole season.
No, I mean on the club shirts.
I went on the club shirt, but I was in the program. I won tickets. Who was it? I think we had Crew. This is when we were still in League Two. So Martin Allen was still our manager. You know, God. And we beat them 2-1, 3-1. I can't remember now. I think Simon Akinoli scored 2 goals. Anyway, I won tickets to sit in the director's box and everything, and then email. You were not allowed to video in it. I thought, yeah, funny how you done that, ain't it? So I basically just said, look, I don't own a pair of trousers. I'm not going to go to a football game suited and booted. You know what I mean? I want to go to a football game and watch it. So what they've done is they slapped on a meal for us. Fantastic hospitality. Can't knock them for that. And then they gave us some seats in the next to the best in the stadium that we've got. And I sat there with 6 of my mates because I could take 6 mates and still managed to vlog the game. So, yeah, they must have thought, for fuck's sake, out of all the people to win it, he's had to win it, didn't he?
You can still see him going, oh, fucking hell.
This is the longest 90 minutes of my life.
Yeah. You know someone lost their job because your name came out.
I know. The thing is that we've got to wait on him hand and foot out of all the people. No, but I like to think that I was quite nice and polite.
No, did you say you vlogged it?
I vlogged the game, yeah. If you go on my channel, you have a look, and there's a couple of photos there because I got the pick man of the match, Dan Sweeney, who's now just left us to go join the Chavs. I'd say he hasn't left us now, beg your pardon. He's gone to the Chavs. He won the league with Forest Green as captain. Why would you do that and then drop down? It makes no sense.
Yeah, crazy.
No, that is crazy. For those of you that don't know who are watching this, by the way, as Loudmouth is Barnet, but he doesn't half give us some stick, and he's not the most popular vlogger in the world.
Hey, you want some comedy?
Most of his vlogs consist of lots of players.
It's just tough love, Loudmouth, isn't it? It's just tough love.
They're fucking wanking.
Loudmouth, what game was it?
Crew.
Well, we'll have to check it out. Check it out, by the way. If you haven't checked out Loudmouth's channel, please.
Yeah, it's collecting dust, but by all means, go and have a look at it.
Just to see the life of non-league.
I just love
torture.
the fact that you're one of those fans that actually had the whole thing. You actually had to go at the player, and the player had to go back. He's like, and so fucking fitter than you.
Yeah, that was great. Innit? They threatened to ban me over it.
Oh no, it's great. Oh God,
that's what I say. Banter FC. There was never a dull moment when vlogging Barnet. There was always something. I think it was always me that caused it, though. It was great entertainment, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can imagine.
You wonder why they don't want him back.
Yeah, pretty much. I think they were glad when I decided to go, do you know what? I've had enough now.
You should change your name by default when they next want a manager, and then put your name for the manager position when you come in and go, oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't even think my arse would hit that chair before getting sacked.
Right, I'm off, guys. I'll let you carry on.
Dan.
That was coming in there. That was his coming in, ain't he?
You know he can't do.
Change and back he comes.
See you later, Dan. Thanks for coming on. Thank you.
Dan.
We'll see you soon. We'll see you in a derby soon. Somebody said that Blackpool are on the verge of signing Archer. I have seen something on it, but I'm not going to believe it until I see it. So whether we do or not, I don't know. But he would be Preston. He was
that the one from Villa?
Yeah, he's from Villa. Yeah, from Villa.
Yeah,
maybe on loan. I would imagine. I would doubt we're signing him. So it may be a thing.
Then again, if it's from Villa, you might have that whole Critchy effect. Like, sorry, I left. You have some players on loan.
Yeah, that would be quite nice because he is being called the snake at Bloomfield Road. It's it's just awful. Jake, Christmas time. Any decent?
It's
they're both easy, aren't they? Fleetwood, did you say?
Yeah, Fleetwood away, and then Port Vale at home on 29th, and then Cambridge home in Jan. Birthday. It's quite easy. It should be. I'm intrigued to see what happens this season.
Right.
Never game is easy. Don't underestimate.
I know. Never underestimate it. We could never beat Accrington Stanley. Didn't matter when we played him. What's your Christmas features like? Come on.
Oh, for frigs! I thought 2 easy games again. Man U and Chelsea.
Man U and Chelsea.
Oh my days.
We've got Man U Boxing Day, and then after that, we've got Chelsea. So yeah, two more easy games for us.
Right, blooming outdoor. That sounds honestly.
It's better than the Championship.
Yeah, well, you wanted to be there. You've been moaning all the time, haven't you?
It's not better than the Championship, though. It's not.
Why
Premier League is awful. Let's be honest.
Come on.
It's okay for them.
No, you know what? No, to be fair, like with the Championship, like we've been there for 23 years, or League One as well. So going to Premier League games, I can't wait. Cannot wait, man. So, yeah, so excited. Who's echoing?
Yeah, I think you're echoing, aren't you, Dor?
Everybody's
Everyone
could be Dor that's echoing.
We ain't doing it. It's not Nappers ain't here, is he?
No, you're fine. There was just an echo. It's gone. I think it's gone. I don't know why. I tried to fix something.
Two easy games. Man U and Chelsea.
Oh, Man United should be easy for you. They don't sign anyone. They just take 11 million out of the club and go, bye.
Yeah, good luck with that Door anyway. I know you've waited a long time to be in the Premier League, so just enjoy it. It's a weird thing, really, because you think you play Man United, it's going to be great, but you still, if they beat you, you'll hate them beating you. You know what I mean? They'll still ruin your Boxing Day dinner and all.
I'm going Germany next month because we've got Berlin. Burnley as well. So
is that part of the deal with the player, or do you have that already in place?
Yeah, was that part of the deal with him?
Yeah, I think it was. To be fair.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I can't wait to go to Germany.
Are you flying there? Or are you...
Yeah, flying.
It's going to cost you a fair penny this year, then, Dor.
I've been looking at the prices today. It's
just a bit.
If people want to donate towards my channel, please.
Waiting for that. Waiting for it. Set up an OnlyFans.
Yeah, set up an OnlyFans.
With my feet.
Oh my God! I tell you what, it is going to cost you. How much are the away tickets in the Premier League? Have you seen the prices of some of these?
Quid.
How much?
30 quid.
Yeah, it got capped again, didn't it, for another couple of seasons? 30
that's
quid.
Good, though,
that's not too bad.
Leeds were paying £40-something.
Yeah, we used to be absolute dickhead for doing that as well.
Yeah, no, the war you was. But
we were
Leeds were.
I honestly don't know how people can pay that.
Not really. No, the ownership just.
That could be interesting. On a Tuesday night, mind, they put us to go up to Wednesday on a Tuesday night. And same
can you remember what? Oh, it depends what category it is.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not sure.
I hate our system. We have like a category A star, and then we have a category A E, then we have a B. It's like just have one certain system and just stick to it.
I know it's well,
that's
they're just
annoying,
shy.
that, isn't it? Because we'd have took loads as well. But I mean, obviously we'll still take a lot. But it's annoying on a Tuesday because I'm going to be like, because I'm lucky with my sort of new job on nights. I don't work Tuesday, so I can go to like, because in the past I used to get a holiday off every single Tuesday night game, like literally. But now I can just go on Tuesdays, which is good. But yeah.
We had filed away on a Tuesday night. That was a nightmare. And we had Yeovil as well. I didn't get back till 4 in the morning.
We had Plymouth last season. It was a nightmare.
We've got Ross County away on Christmas Eve, which is away up past Inverness. 3 and a bit hour drive on Christmas Eve. That's just good. See, when the divorce rate in the west of Scotland goes through the roof on Boxing Day, that's why. That's prime material for it.
Right. So that's a relatively easy game for you, though, is it? Well, I suppose you only really have the one hard game, don't you? Really, there is a.
Well, that's you've got tough ones. So Aberdeen away is always a tough one. Hibs and Hearts away are always the other two kind of tough ones. In terms of away games, but it's all relative, isn't it? The big one I know you're talking about. That's obviously Celtic. We've got Celtic in the 2nd of January at Ibrox.
I have a half the Celtic fan, and she's seen it, and she's gone, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
So that's going to be a huge game, then, isn't it?
Ross, do you think Van Bronckhorst would do something at the club, or do you think that was a panic situation after you lost Gerrard?
No, I think losing Gerrard was obviously one thing, but we were stuttering at the start of last season. I think there was a kind of feeling with Gerrard that once he won the league, obviously in the Marriott, he did obviously been invincible and stopping their 10 in a row, and it just because of how magic that was, I think he kind of felt as though he'd done it, and then not qualifying for the Champions League just sort of added to that. So the team was going, I don't want to say backwards because that's not fair, but we weren't going anywhere fast last season under Gerrard. There was a lot of silly drop points, especially at home. So when he left, Van Bronckhorst was the obvious choice. He was a fan's choice. Everyone wanted him. And he'd done really well over in Holland. He won the league over there. I think he'd coached with the City group as well. So the pedigree was fine. And that's been, you've noticed that in a lot of the games he's been in charge. The league forms wasn't great under him. I think it was death by 1,000 cuts because we don't lose a lot of games under Van Bronckhorst, but we drew a hell of a lot. And a hell of a lot of stupid games as well. Games where we battered teams who just couldn't seem to kill them off. So that was one thing. The other side of it is in Europe, his tactical knowledge has been incredible. I think back to that night at Ibrox against Dortmund. Dortmund were battering us in that first half. The way you'd expect it to be when Rangers played Dortmund, and he went to 3 at the back at half time, and it just completely killed them. I think he had one shot on target in the second half. Just couldn't live with it. Could just totally neutralised them. And Jude Bellingham was amazing that night. What a talent, by the way. I don't know how big followers of the English national team you are, but what a player! Honestly, man, what a talent he is. So yeah, like I do think he's building something. He needs backing. So the question earlier on about the transfers is valid because we need players in, and he needs to be able to build a side in his own image. But I've got a lot of faith in him. There was a time there where people were really starting to get a wee bit fed up when the league form was going, but he went to Hampden, beat Celtic at Hampden, won the Scottish Cup, and obviously took us to Seville. So he's got a lot of credit in the bank now. To kind of go on and see what he can do over the course of a full season. But I like Van Bronckhorst. He comes across really well in all the interviews, and the players speak incredibly highly of him as well. It's not one of those ones that they just seem as though they're saying it. They seem to be genuinely quite enthralled with what he does and what he's telling them on the training pitch. I think John Lundstrom said he's one of the most tactically astute managers he's ever played for. So, you know what I mean? He seems to have the buy-in of the players. So I'm excited. But he needs backing. We need to go and sign players. As I say, whether we do that sooner or later is a different question. But I'm confident in Van Bronckhorst. And he was always the right appointment. If the board went and got anyone else, it would have been uproar because everyone wanted Van Bronckhorst in when Gerrard left.
Ross, sorry, but I know Forrest linked with one of your players, the Nigerian international centre midfielder.
Joe Dudu.
Say again, sorry.
Forrest linked with your centre midfielder, the Nigerian.
Yes. Was it Joe Rebo you were linked with or Glenn Kamara? I think it was Joe Rebo that Forrest were linked with.
Forrest linked with him. He's good.
No, he's still at the club, but I think the kind of 3 clubs that were linked to him were yourselves, Fulham and Crystal Palace. And Joe Aribo at Crystal Palace would be the most obvious sign in the world football. He reminds me a lot of Ebrichiese when I watch him, similar type of player. Joe Aribo's a brilliant. You see on the ball, his feet's amazing. He's got a fantastic close kind of skill with the ball. His range of passing's excellent. He's a really good finisher. The problem Joe Aribo has, and I think Gerrard touched on it when he was here, is that only he knows how good he can be. I still don't think he's taken that next step to be that main man in a side and really dominate a game. We've seen it in Old Firms with him where he just doesn't. He's never kind of dominated an Old Firm the way that I think we all thought he could at times. But as a player, he's exquisite. As I say, some of the touches and close control of the ball that I've seen him has been amazing. He has scored big goals for Rangers. He's very versatile along a front three and in the midfield as well. So he'd be a cracking acquisition if you can get him. As he's a kind of player who does deserve a move down to the Premier League, deserves to kind of test himself at that level. It was funny actually when he came up to Rangers from Charlton, Lee Boyer was still in charge, and Lee Boyer was saying, "Oh, I don't think that's the correct move for his development." So I think he's been proved to be made a tit of himself with that comment. But he's the kind of player, as I say,
so that's fine.
Oh gosh, he's a wank then. He's a wank now. But as I say, it's the kind of he's definitely a couple of players that we've got, and I'm not trying to sell them off, obviously, but Aribo and Kamara especially are two that really do deserve a punt at playing their football down south because of the quality of player who deserve it. I don't want to say a player's too good for Rangers, but they do definitely deserve a crack at the Premier League. They're that level of player.
Ryan Dunbar saying that I was being naive. Every game in the Scottish Premier League is difficult, apparently, he's saying. Is that what he's saying there?
It has its own challenges because the teams come to Ibrox and they want to sit in with 10 men behind the ball and frustrate you. So that's, I guess, a wee bit tedious to watch after a while. And then when you go to away games, referees are very lenient in terms of the amount of challenges that they'll let go and the kind of type of challenges that they'll let go. And to be fair, that's not just a Rangers thing. They do it to Celtic as well. We've seen it in occasions where some wild challenges have went in on Old Firm players that would be red cards in any normal league in the world, but they've just been let go. So like Joe Aribo, funnily enough, a couple of seasons ago, had his head burst open by a guy elbowing him, and just I think he got booked for it. You know what I mean? There was no retrospective action. So there is a lot of that. So it comes with its own challenges where people just kind of want to kick lumps out of you because they're not at your technical level. So
the ref probably thought it was just a night out, so he didn't book him.
What was this about Livingston's pitch as well? Somebody's saying that teams, including the Old Firm, sometimes struggle, especially Celtic at Livingston, because of the pitch.
Celtic's record at Livingston for years was atrocious. Ours isn't as bad. The pitch is awful though, because I've been to Livingston. It's called the Tony Macaroni Arena. There you go. See, next thing football. There you go. So, but the pitch has like the black pellets in it. You know, the ones you kind of see on like all weather pitches at schools and things like that.
It's weird.
Really, really bad. But there's lots of teams in Scotland that have 3G pitches, which I don't agree with. I don't think it's that much to ask that if you're playing football, you play in grass. But Livingston's is the worst out of the lot. I think the story I got told is that the council that actually owned that pitch, and then when they got promoted, they ripped it up about 2 or 3 weeks before the season started and said, "Oh well, we need to put an Astro now," so that's how they got around it. So I don't think they had the permission at the start to have a grass pitch, but although that's just what the rumour that I heard. But it's the worst in the league. The ball doesn't have a natural bounce. You can tell whenever the ball bounces, the black pellets jump up on the pitch. It's poor. It's a really, really poor playing surface. It's quite embarrassing actually when you're trying to sell like a national game. And you've got that's your product. So we don't help ourselves in Scotland ever.
What's the weirdest transfer everyone's seen so far this season, or rumour? Because I think the weirdest one for me was
Dom Telford to Crawley on a free.
Mine was Josh Windass possibly going to Argentina.
I seen that.
Yeah, it's crazy that was.
Forest Bale.
Because that was our ex-manager Pedro Caixinha was managing over there. He wanted to apparently bring Josh Windass with him. Bizarre, really, really bizarre.
To be fair, Josh Windass shouldn't go to Argentina. The moment he says something on Twitter, he'll get shot.
Yeah, he's on Twitter. It's mad, isn't it, with him on Twitter?
It's just like his dad.
He loves it, doesn't he?
It's just like his dad, though, on Twitter as well.
Yeah, that was always the thing with Josh Windass. Even at us, like Josh Windass is a good footballer. He's just getting nothing between the ears, absolutely nothing between the ears, and that's what stopped. Like, I think he's the kind of guy who thinks he's made it already. And like, you could be so much better than what you are if you just thought for a wee bit. You know what I mean?
You always see on Twitter, he always says, "I messed up my time at Rangers. I was just too big." But he admits it now, which it shows that he's growing as a player. And it's really weird actually. We've got Barry Bannon and Josh Windass in. When there's an Old Firm, it's hilarious.
I can imagine, man.
On their Instagram, it's absolutely brilliant. Like, I think he puts down something. It was something recently. Like it's like, calm down, Boca Juniors. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I remember
Has
when they
anybody heard about
signed
this
him,
rumor?
like,
Harry
they
Maguire
signed-
to Barcelona. Sirius is saying.
If you're a Manchester United fan, drive him there yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Bailey's going to. Eugene McGeevy says that Bailey's going to the MLS football. So somebody
Yeah,
was
he's going to
LAFC, innit?
Yeah, but you know what? You know the thing about that? You know the Cardiff owner?
He owns 10%, doesn't he?
He owns 10% of them. But remember, all the Cardiff fans were saying, yes, he's coming to Cardiff City. No, he's not. He's going to the other team that the owns.
Unless they do that stupid thing where he goes to the MLS for like half the season and then gets loaned in January to Cardiff.
No, never.
Yeah, because he's only signed a year contract as well, hasn't he?
It got good golf courses. Come on, you just want to go for a couple of rounds of golf.
Good money, good houses. I mean, he's obviously going, like, he's literally only going there just so he can have like a mini pre-season before Wales for the World Cup, innit?
Yeah, but the question is, where can he go after? Like, let's be honest, most players go to America when they're winding their career.
No, he'll go to Wrexham. He'll go for the Hollywood money.
No, come on. He's still quite at his peak. He goes over to America for a season. Where does he go from there?
He could go anywhere.
He can do, right, but the problem is who's going to come in for him? You go to America, that's kind of like you going, I'm semi-retired now.
The thing is, for Gareth Bale, what else can he do in football? Really, I mean, he's won it all. Like he's
won everything.
A lot of people were having to go to him when, like, Real Madrid put him in their legends section. It's like, well, he is. With what he's done for them, he's an absolute legend.
Yeah, all the stuff he's done. Like he's
one of the reasons they won that Champions League.
Player. Because that's the thing. Like he's like, obviously, like, if you're English, like, you look at Rooney and stuff. Like Gareth Bale has done a lot. Like he's one of the.
Gareth Bale was English, he'd be worth £150 million.
Yeah,
at this rate.
Yeah, of course he would. Yeah, he's a great player, isn't he?
He's one of the best British players. Like, if you look where he's been, what he's won, even his stats at Madrid, like over 120 goals, scoring in the finals, whatever, it's class.
And it doesn't always work out, does it? For English players going abroad, it's rare. It actually does work out in that way. He's got to be probably the most famous, the most successful English player that's ever gone to a big club, a big European club.
I'd imagine the folk in Wales would probably disagree with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, British player. You meant
yes.
Sorry, British player. Yes, I know he's Welsh. Sorry about that, Wales, but yes, I know he's Welsh.
No, he's one of the best players these Isles have ever produced.
Real Madrid do have a good history of getting British players to do well, like Steve McManaman, David Beckham, Gareth Bale, Michael Owen to a point, but it wasn't great. The only one that didn't really work was Woodgate.
He was injured.
That was crazy, wasn't it? That Woodgate. I watched one of his. I think it was it Under the Kosh? It was on.
Yeah.
I watched that. It was just crazy. Him going over there that was mad. That Woodgate transfer.
Enlighten us. Tell us, because I've not seen it. What happened, Charlie, with that?
Well, it was just mad. He was. I think he was at. Was he at Newcastle at the time? I can't even remember. It was
at Newcastle
a long time ago. But and then he went there. But obviously, it's just his injuries, wasn't it? He went there. And it's just knees just buggered. But he was there obviously.
I remember when he scored a goal, he rang to the club doctor, and apparently the next day he just couldn't walk. It's the Ledley King situation, because Ledley King used to have a situation he couldn't play week in, week out. He used to have to play one day, rest, then play Saturday, rest again. He could never do Saturday, Tuesday.
It's a shame, innit? It's just it's just knees are a big problem, aren't they? For a lot of people. I actually know.
Boys, I'm going to have to drop off, boys. But thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for coming on. Ryan, there was smoke coming out of his ears at one time, wanting to get on the channel to support you. He was like, he wanted to come on because
he didn't need any support, and he
stood up well. He stood up well to the banter, and all the best. And maybe
have a good season
for the game. Have you got a ticket?
Yes, I'm travelling down. Yes.
Well, we'll arrange to meet up.
Nice one.
Be on the blog or
No,
whatever,
I'm looking forward to it. All the best this season, boys.
And I'll
Enjoy.
be doing a pre-season. Well, I'll be doing a show on it, before we play it. So obviously, if you want to be on it, be the week before the game. But we'll do a pre-show.
If a man comes up to you with a microphone, it's Lee.
Say again, sorry.
If a strange man comes up to you in Blackpool with a microphone, it's you.
Standard. Right, boys. Cheers. See you later.
All the best to Rangers. Thank you. There we are. A bit of Scottish football on, a bit different there for you. So yeah, it's
no, Scottish football shit.
Don't be. I mean, obviously, it's. You'll upset Ryan in the comments for you.
All right, so now that you are in the Premiership, because we haven't discussed that, is your now local rivals Leicester?
Well, according to Twitter, it's Southampton.
Who?
Southampton.
What? Southampton.
Right. So let me say something. Right. Basically, right. A funny account called Silverdale joked about, because Derby in League One. Let's pick a rival. So the joked around saying, "Oh, Southampton." So Southampton fans didn't know their account was a joke account. So Twitter went mad for like 3 or 4 weeks, saying Southampton are rivals.
Didn't Leicester City fan destroy Nottingham when you played them?
So what?
Didn't Leicester City mash up a load of bars when you played?
2 bars.
Did they?
2 bars.
Yeah,
one of my mate works in one of them. He said it was the right pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I didn't know Leicester fans were that bad.
No, you know what it is? Leicester, they are our rivals, but Derby is our main rival.
Yeah, your main rival.
Well, because now we're in the Premier League, just like I'm saying, they are rivals, but we just don't give a toss about them. Like if they got liquidated, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What do people think about Sterling going to Chelsea?
Quality
It's
signing.
a weird one. It's a weird one. I think it's a weird
but it's
one.
not there because if Pep doesn't want him, then obviously he's gonna have to go, and he'll be their best winger. He's got loads of Premier League experience, won trophies, over 100 goals.
He's clever. He's got a year left on his season. Cash in now.
Exactly, that's what they're doing.
He's Marmite, though, isn't he?
Same with Jesus, isn't it? Same with Jesus. A year left, 45 million gone. Sterling the same. It'll be a good.
But then again, look, they're having to sell a little bit to recoup some of the hurling cost kind of thing, and it's gonna be interesting to see what they do next season, because the talk that Bernardo's going to go to Barcelona when they eventually get their finances sorted. But the whole situation with Barcelona is just interesting because they went from not being able to sign anyone and register anyone due to everything, lose the best player they'd ever had in Messi, to this year doing a complete financial structure kind of job to redo it, and now they can go and buy everyone. It's really funny how you had all these clubs, especially in Spain, were going, we can't afford to, can't afford it, but now they suddenly can.
Yeah, it's just mad. It's mad, but with the Silva situation, and it's weird. He loves the football, but he even said last season it's literally the whole sort of thing with whether he's like one of those, obviously Portuguese, and it's just weird because it's not anything to do with Pep. Obviously, it's nothing to do with trophies, but it's just like that sort of continent in it, likes the weather and all that sort of stuff, and it's strange. But
yeah, well, it is Manchester, and it's always raining in Manchester. It's not the most pleasant of places. I must admit, they must think when they come from, like say, really foreign climates, it must be hard sometimes on them. And Nat says still, what's this one? Don't understand why Phillips has gone to City. Rodri is a better player.
You know what?
It's just backup, isn't it? Backup, five subs role.
Rodri's better than it.
Yeah, need to replace Fernandinho.
But it is that whole thing. It is always the case when it comes to British players. They probably overspent for him, even at 50
way
million.
overspend. I mean, for me personally, I don't really rate Phillips that highly. I don't really rate him. I know he's done well for England and he's done well for Leeds, but I think he's okay. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't rate him, but he is good. Pep, you're going to be managed by Pep.
He was a very good player in a very average league team.
Yeah.
You put him in a City team, he's going to, unless Pep can do what Pep does, which is just coach really well.
Yeah, he will.
That's the thing. When you're a young player, especially if someone like Pep comes, it's like you hear these stories how Pep make players better, and if you think he can make you better, you go.
But that's the thing though. Phillips isn't young. People think he's
25.
I think he's 27 this year, if I'm not wrong.
Is he going to be another Fabian Delph?
Yeah, but Fabian Delph done well there, to be fair.
Yeah.
What, for a season? Maybe
Still,
2?
though, left back.
Left back,
and he was unbelievable.
So you sign a centre mid and play him left back, yeah?
Yeah, but that's what Pep does, isn't it?
That's what Sunday League does. When you got no players.
Same with who was it? Zinchenko. He was a cam.
Yeah, Zinchenko. Every time they find the buyer, left foot midfielder, they put him left back. That's what they do all the time.
That's why there was rumored that they was after Kieran Tierney or Arsenal, weren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to go ahead though.
It's going to be that Cucurella, isn't it?
Looks like he's a good player. He's a very good player. It's like Spurs getting the Brighton player. That's a steal as well. They've just
won it.
Yeah, absolute steal.
I was reading today, like Spence, he was with Forest, and Spurs are not buying him now. They've called interest from him because
really,
Spurs wanted Middlesbrough wanted 20 mil. They agreed with Forest for 13 million, but now they said no because he wanted to go to Spurs, and Spurs are not paying the 20 million now. So
it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because he's only really had that good half a season, and then obviously Spurs wanted him, and then it's a weird situation for me with Spence because he was obviously unbelievable. He fits your system,
right? It's Forest fan, and I don't know you lot don't watch him, but the last 6 games for Forest, he wasn't great. He wasn't great, and everyone talks about he's got a bad attitude. Like he didn't have a bad attitude at Forest at all. But like I said, the final he wasn't great. The playoffs he wasn't.
Yeah, but then again, Cooper's that kind of manager that if he finds something that's not a big right, he'll just put an arm around him and say, "Let's figure out how we can fix this." He does seem like that kind of manager.
It does. Yeah, it does. Especially with the young players. Like I said, we bought this player from Uni Berlin. He's 22 years old, and I think he's an upgrade version to Kieran Davis, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I think he'll do all right. He's a good manager, isn't he? This Cooper, you know what I mean? I think he'll do all right.
Yeah, he's done class. To be honest, he's done it got Swansea to a playoff final on a very small budget. Yeah. Obviously, he was with the England. Was it under 21s or under 20s?
23s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he coached them to a trophy, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the final, didn't he?
He won the final.
Yeah, are we going to be seeing you on like Guy Sports then on final transfer deadline day at the training ground or at ground?
Well, they'll just go over to Chris Kamara and nobody will know it's not Chris Kamara. They'll think he's Chris.
Chris Kamara's retired. So you got a new job, though.
Yeah, I can't wait.
He had that shout out from Kevin Campbell.
I'm just so excited, man. But like I said, going to Premier League, I don't want to rub it in because I know that Loudmouth, they're in the Sunday League. Yeah, I'm
Ratless cage, for God's sake.
You can keep that little fishy line dangling, mate, and you're not getting a nibble.
It's just weird because he hasn't said much. So I just thought
it has been a quiet one for me tonight. I'm not going to lie. I've got a massive toothache. That's why I'm trying to power through. So
okay. Well, you don't have to struggle on, mate. If you're not well, it's
all right. It's just I'm just taking quite a bit of painkillers, but
it's killing you.
It's a little bit annoying, but I can always come on and just wind door up anyway. So it's fine.
Well, we can't really wind door up at the moment, can we? We may be able to get a laugh later on, but we'll see how Forest go because we don't know.
You're only saying that because you're going to lose your Premier League little starlet that's going to come on your show.
Listen, man, I've been in the Premier League, but I'm still going to be here. And yeah.
Well, we need some Premier League vloggers on to kind of put him back in his
getting photographed with fans. Are you going to work?
No. I was going.
Fans.
No, I was getting a little guilt from.
He's made it, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's in the big
They were
time.
lost and asking for directions, and he went, "Do you want a photo?" Do you know who I am?
No, I was getting my little girl from school, and they all piled out the train, the tram. I'm like, let's go. I was like, for frick's sake. And my little girl was like, my little girl was like this. Daddy, I want to go home. I was like,
You're not giving a media training yet, though. I thought that would be like something you started early.
my security guard, man. I said to her, if anyone comes to me to say to him, Daddy, just drag my hand, and I just literally drag my hand. I was like, come on.
If you do that the other way around, just make sure there's no police. It might look like you're taking your own daughter away.
No, she drags me. She drags me, Jake. She drags me. Was going home. The kids come up. The kids come out the tram stop, and she went this. Oh no! And she said, Daddy, come on, I want to go home. Watch something. So yeah, I've got it trained.
Lee, just remember when Mr. Big Time decides to abandon ship and go do some Premier League.
You're going to go to AFT and you're going to go to FTV.
He wants to come back.
Like lead judges. Lead judges.
I'm staying there.
Beans.
Stay with your roots. Stay with your roots.
Listen, I'm always.
We need Jonks. We need to. You're the only one that can talk about Premier League if you're not.
Listen, if I go if I ever go on football terraces, I'll come in here. I'll be like, what's his name? No, I'm not gonna say his name. I love football terraces. I have this and that.
And what's his name from?
No, shut up.
Yeah, Dapper. We like Dapper.
No, not Dapper. Chow. On it. He was famous on the terrace, wasn't he?
Yeah. Who? Oh, Loudmouth's best mate. Oh yeah, okay.
Wow, Black Cat's
that's it. Loudmouth's best mate. Yeah.
Right, I'm jumping off, lads.
Do I know this person?
No comment.
Well, we're probably going to wrap it up early tonight. I don't know if anybody's got anything. Really, we need some action in the comments. There's not a lot going on here.
Can I ask a question to Loudmouth? Are Barnet going to get promoted? Like, come on, man. We need a Barnet in because Barnet, like, the only time I hear about them when they're playing Arsenal in the friendly.
We haven't had Arsenal in a friendly for a long time, pretty much since we've left the Hive. Nah.
You always play them in the friendly.
Used to a long time ago because they used to play at our grands, like their reserves and backup, etc., and all that lot. We pretty much got what we wanted out of it, all that money, which helped us where we are now. So we've got what we wanted out of it.
So you got what you wanted, and they got a new stadium.
Well, we got a new stadium as well, though, because we got. It depends who you want to listen to. We got kicked out of our home Underhill. We got forced to move, whatever, and that's where we are now, over in the Hive, over in Edgware, which was originally, again, it was meant to be Wildstone Stadium. They built one stand and everything, and then they couldn't afford it. Like, I don't know, there was someone I think ran away with the money, pretty much like Northampton's chairman. Reason why they didn't complete their stadium or something. So we kind of took over all the payments and developed it to how we wanted it, and now it's ours.
Is that the Wheelstone Raiders? Were they the Wheelstone Raiders?
Yeah, you want some?
So remember it. Yeah, I remember that guy. Wheelstone Raiders.
Yeah.
Have they gone now? Then
no, they're still in the our league, the National League.
Yeah, still in the National League.
But yeah, we got their old manager, Dean Brannan. He's our manager.
You're taking everything off them, aren't you?
We've actually signed one of their players as well.
Wow. Proper taking a mick out of getting all their manager players.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, I'm confident that we will, with the players we're signing and with some deals to be done, I'm confident we can get into the playoffs. We won't win it. We might scrape, like I said, 6. But I reckon, you put your $4,000 on it, promotion.
Yeah, but
what's that stadium like then?
Striker.
Well, the Hive is a really nice stadium. Trust me. Compared to Underhill, nice. It blows it out of the water regarding facility wise. And we're building a new stand now, so we're going to be as far as I'm aware, an all-seater because we still had standing behind one goal, so we've got rid of that now. We're going to be developing.
How many will that hold then?
I think at the moment, well, depending, I think it was like a 5,000, 6,000 capacity with this stand going in. I'm not too sure. It might still be the same, but just in seats.
Yeah. So that's not bad.
Like I said, it's got loads of training facilities around it, loads of pitches, loads of AstroTurfs that they rent out and stuff like that.
Is it a long way away from?
It's right. It's not. No, it's not. It's right, pretty much next to Cannons Park Tube Station. It's like a 5-minute walk from Cannons Park Tube Station.
Right.
And I think it was like a 8-minute drive, I think, or 18-minute drive from Underhill, Barnet.
We're coming down, by the way, to London for the Millwall game.
No, I'm busy that week, mate. Sorry.
I was going to say with me. Oh.
Christ, could you imagine if we had them and I'd done a vlog against them? Jesus.
No. So just thinking of meeting you in London. That's all.
Yeah, well, because obviously with my football, you'd have to let us know because I'm always up for meeting. It's just if I've got
17th of September. Yeah, but we're coming to do the football, tourist guide. So we'll be up Friday. We'll be up for the weekend. So down for the weekend. So
we'll meet up. We'll
definitely meet you up. We can find us a bar that's got some nice live music in it or something on because we like to
I can find you a bar, mate. Don't worry about
that. Yeah, okay. Well,
might be some liveliness going on.
But yeah, if there's anywhere there's a live band on or anything or something like that, where we can for the football tourist guide, would be great. Just obviously, I'll talk to you about it anyway later. But
yeah,
pretty cool.
Charlie, what was that striker you was going on about?
Yeah, but wasn't it some striker that left you? Was it Marriott or you?
Oh, Adam Marriott. Yeah. So we signed him on a 1-year deal. Again, depending on who you listen to, he wanted a 2-year deal. We only offered him one because we thought he was too old. I think he was 29, thinking that he wouldn't do much. Ended up scoring a load of goals for us. Head and shoulders, our best striker, and we lost him on a free transfer. And now he signed a 2-year deal at Bromley.
Wow.
So again, it just goes to show when we're trying to be risky or playing it safe, thinking we don't offer him a 2-year deal. If he has a bad first season, we've got to then pay him again for another season or pay him off. And he just goes, yeah, I'm just going to go banging goals, and I proved you're all wrong. So now we've lost out on a decent striker.
That's a shame, isn't it?
But that's what you got to do. Well, I say that's what you got to do. That's the game at this level. You can't get roped into signing players on 5-year contracts because that'll just pretty much bankrupt your club if you're paying them a silly amount of money.
Well, we're doing 4 years now at Blackpool, which is unheard of. We never used to do 4-year deals, but we've done quite a few 4-year deals. So,
I think what we have in the past, we've done quite a few, but that's only thing they've been there a long time. But anyone that we do sign now, it's either a year rolling or it'll be 2 years potentially.
We never find out what our contracts are. We only found out what Michael Smith was because his agent accidentally leaked it on Instagram. We never, local journalists, they'll get tweeted, what's the contract length? And they'll go, I ain't got foggy, mate. We don't find out. Then it comes to the end of the season. You'll get to the end of the season. It's like,
so you don't know who's staying or going or.
Yeah, but you'll get, he's out of contract. I know he signed a 1-year extension. So he was on a 3-year deal, but you never told us that. Nah.
That's weird.
You never find out what contracts our players got.
Why do they not want you to know that? It's very odd.
Yeah, that's pretty mad because Barton's been doing since he's been here. He's done 2-year deals most of the time. Because I think it's stopped then when I think it was Garner the season we got relegated. He signed Zane Westbrook after his season at Coventry when they won the league, and we paid for him. We signed him on a 3-year deal, and he just hasn't worked out at all. And he's still not there waiting. I think he's on $4 or $5 grand a week, and he went to Stevenage, and Steve Evans was like, "Nah, you're not playing," and he's still got a 1 year left. So Barton just usually does 2, maybe 3. Apparently, Luke McCormick's signing for us in the next few days from Wimbledon. Who we used to have on loan the season we got relegated. He was class. He's meant to be on a 3-year deal, but yeah, usually it's a 2-year deal with Barton signing players.
You do. I think it looks quite promising. There was somebody actually in the stream earlier on was saying, they'd like you to get promoted or Bristol City to go down, whichever way, so you can have your derby sort of thing. So I suppose
that'd be unreal. Yeah, we haven't played him Well, in the league, I think the last time we played him in the league, I can't even remember, to be honest. It was years ago. But the last time we played him was 2013-14, I think, in the League Cup. I think they beat us 2-1 when they had J. Emmanuel Thomas and Joe Bryan scored for them. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's a name from the past.
Yeah,
Keegan Parker's in the stream. Doors tormentor.
Can I say this about Keegan Parker, man? Before the playoff final, he was messaging me this, that, and other about we're rubbish, we're not going up. Keegan Parker, you know what's happening now? We're in the Premier League. Hush your gums. Enjoy the championship, you bellend.
That's you told Keegan.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, you are an angry young man, you know that.
Because we're in the Premiership now, Loudmouth. I'm excited.
Yeah, of course you are. You've got to enjoy it while you're in it. You've been waiting a long time.
We'll see you in maybe 10 years, 20 years, maybe Bonnet.
No, we're going to do a vlog. We're going to do this on tour, mate. I'm telling you. We'll go and meet up in Hooters.
Definitely.
Yeah, we said, I know you're keen to do one of these on tour things, aren't you?
I am, actually, because we've never met any of well, I've not met any of you since, obviously, all this happened. So it'd be great to meet up and just, banter door in person as well.
Yeah, this is why we're in the Premier League, and this Keegan, hush your gums, man. Hush your gums, man.
Conference done.
Good night, Keegan. Good night,
Jake. Why are you wearing an older mat?
I know, I was thinking the same.
It's our old crest before we changed it.
That's the old Owls, isn't it?
Yeah, all these club crests and stuff. Like even Villa, have you seen?
We changed it to
Villa. Even they're changing theirs.
We changed it to that, and that's actually our original crest from like ages ago close to when we first started. When Chansiri came in, he didn't like the old school badge.
Mate, I tell you what, if anyone changes our badge, I'd be kicking straight off that pirate with the. That's never changing, I swear. If that changes,
if there's anything I'd like to change, it's something Fleetwood goal music.
Oh yeah, bloody hell!
What is it?
Oh my god, it's Captain Pugwash.
Oh no!
When they score like
when they score, Captain Pugwash comes on.
And the thing is, right?
I've never seen him score.
Mate, the thing is, right? We always do awful there as well. Like I've been there on a Tuesday night. About 8 years ago, we lost 4-0. Hearing that
you should have seen the Wednesday fan when it happened. They're like, what the fuck going on?
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, Captain Pugwash.
It just makes you wonder how they're going to go on this season. They were very lucky to stay up last season. They were so lucky, man. They were. I've not heard whether they signed anybody yet. We've not got nappers to come on and tell us.
It'll be interesting to see what Scott Brown does.
I tell you what, Scott Brown versus Jerry Barton is going to be very interesting.
I'm looking forward to that.
That is going to be class.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, he's got to come back, hasn't he, to Fleetwood as well? He's not. He's not played against Chelsea since he left them. So
no.
If it's anything like how those two used to play on the pitch, it's going to be really fun watching that touchline. Yeah,
it's going to be. I can't remember. I think it's pretty early actually. I think we got on. I'm looking forward to that. Just in the away game anyway. Stay in Blackpool. Should be good for the weekend.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can always stay in Blackpool when you're playing Fleetwood. It's just
class size.
It's a tram stop down the road. That's all it is. It's it's not too far. It's weird Fleetwood because there's only just one road into Fleetwood. You've got to go.
Yeah.
One road in and one road out, and I think that's what they actually claim as their sort of thing to fame. Isn't it? One road in, one road out. What's your last game, guys? Are you home or away? Or?
If they're still around.
Who? Oh,
Derby is still around.
You got Derby last.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really annoying because when we faced them when we went down, they celebrated in their car park like they won the Champions League. And
I remember that.
It was really it was embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. I get staying up, but then for them to come down, it's like, well, that lasted long, didn't it?
The joke club. The joke club. Well, shout out to Lisa. I love Lisa. Lisa's
she getting better too, well, didn't she, from operation?
Yeah, she's operation. So shout out to Lisa.
Who's your last game, Dor?
Crystal Palace.
Oh, that's not too far away.
Not bad.
I like Crystal Palace. They've got good fans. Non-stop singing.
Just don't good on the pitch.
Just like that Derby player as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
17-year-old or whatever. But yeah, we've got Bolton at home, which should be interesting because I reckon Bolton could be going up this season.
No.
Yeah, they've
You
got some good players.
Charlie.
The only way they go up is their manager keeps his sodding gob shut.
Yeah, only if
Last
he does
season,
that.
he went, we're the best in the league. No one can beat us. As soon as he said that, every gaffer needed to do was put that on the whiteboard and go, there you go, there's your motivation.
That was a mistake, wasn't it? Ian Everett,
Yeah, we've got.
Right, how long got left, lads? Because I've got to go in a minute.
All right, Dort. Thank you very much for coming on, and we'll see you obviously soon. And we're looking forward to seeing how you go on.
See you later.
Looking forward to seeing that.
You know, when Barnet play Notts County, we'll go Hooters and you can pay. Is that okay?
You tight bastard. Absolute tight bastard.
Private pay now, even though they got Premier League money.
Yeah, no, that's the point. Now we're Premier League.
Now we're Premier League.
Yeah. Now you're Premier League. You should be getting more views, so you should be getting more ad revenue. So therefore, you can take us all there.
What's going on, Dor?
I just want to say,
raking it in the door.
I've heard your kind of thing when you go for dates. The woman's got to pay for everything for you.
No. Right, this time, whoever thought of the idea saying, if the woman says to me, "Oh, she's going on a date," it's her idea, so she pays the bill. People come.
It must be very lonely in your bed, mate.
It's her idea.
If she says to me, "Do you want to go on a date?" I'm like, "Are you paying?"
In all fairness, I'm going to backdoor to a certain degree here because she's clearly after a bit of grub. I don't mind paying for it, but you're putting something out as well, love. No such thing as a free lunch.
Exactly. So, if she said to me,
all the ladies in Nottingham, if you're watching this, make sure Dor asks you.
and this is how Dor gets free food. He'll go, "What do you want to do, love?" I'd like to go here. Oh, that's your idea. You're paying.
If I tell a woman, do you want to go on a date? It was my idea, and I paid for it.
Okay. I hope all the ladies in Nottingham are watching this.
Huh?
When was the last time you went on a date?
I'm not disclosing that, not on the live stream.
Why not?
Yeah, a long time ago, basically.
No.
Yeah. Obviously, if you're not going to admit it on the stream, come on.
So yeah, Dor, as you keep saying, you're a Premiership, you will be a Premiership vlogger because you haven't played your first game yet. So you should be getting more ad revenue, more views, big boy football teams and all that lot, so you can take us all that. Because what it was with me, I clearly had the best content. I didn't get the views. Where you're going to have the views, but shit content. So,
Well, you will get more views when you're playing United and stuff. He
made it. He got shouted out on Sky Sports.
Yeah, you got to show it out on Sky Sports. Christ.
Yeah, and you are best mates with Kevin Campbell. Get Kevin Campbell on this show.
So get him on.
Yeah, get him on. Bring him on.
No, he might as well. To be fair,
He's in your phone number. He's in your phone. He got a number.
Get him on. We don't mind.
No, he loves doing these kind of podcasters.
Does he? We'll get him on then. We'll get him on.
Well, clearly he doesn't charge because Dor wouldn't pay anyway.
I feel like it's being on. Where's he based now? Where does he live in? He's abroad somewhere, isn't he?
No, it's Manchester.
Oh, he's in Manchester. Right, okay. All right, yeah, get him on. Sounds great. We'll do a special with him.
Before I go loudmouth, you tried for 2 minutes. You tried to make me react towards you. I'm not reacting towards you, loudmouth. I've had enough.
What are you doing now, then?
Go in.
See you later. Take care, Dor.
Fuck off, lad.
Oh wow.
Well, there he goes. Then there was 4. Right. Any other business, or are we all done? I don't think.
I think we're done.
We're all done. There's no comments in the chat. So thank you very much for watching us, and we're going to get off. And thank you to the guys. Big thank you to Loudmouth, to Jake, and also to Charlie from One Rovers Vlogs, and from myself. It's been a great night. Really enjoyed it. We'll be back here next Monday for more. I don't know what subjects we're going to be talking about, but we'll be talking about something, won't we? Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers, lads.
See you later, everyone.
Bye. See ya.
Thanks a lot for sticking right to the end. Hope you really enjoyed that show. We've had loads of fun with you guys, and hasn't there been some great guests on as well? If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. Also, give the video a like. YouTube really does appreciate that. Also, down below in the description of the video, I'll have the links to all the guest channels that have been on tonight. So if there's any of them that you really enjoyed and you want to check out more of the stuff they do, then please follow on the links below and also subscribe to them as well. It helps everyone grow. We'll be back again next week from 8 o'clock, finishing around about 10 o'clock. We'd love to have you back, and we'd love to see you here again. So thanks a lot for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.